Welcome back. I hope you're doing great. As a part of this video, we'll understand how to write a Python program for Fibonacci series. So what is Fibonacci series? Very simple. It is a type of series where each number is the sum of the two that precedes it. And it always starts with the 0 and 1. It is better to understand the Fibonacci series with an example. Let us say 0 and 1 are the two numbers which it starts with. Then how do we get the next number? So the first number is 0 and 1. We have the next number as 1. Then here the next number is 1 plus 1, that is 2. The next number is 3 because that is 1 plus 2. Like this, in the Fibonacci series, each number is the sum of two numbers which precedes it. The number is 2 here because the previous numbers are 1 and 1. When you add them together, it is 2. 3 because previous numbers are 2 and 1. Then what is the next number? You guessed it right. It is 5 because the previous numbers are 3 and 2. So the next number is 8 because previous numbers are 5 and 3. What is the next number? 13 because previous numbers are 5 and 8. So this is what Fibonacci series are. So until what are the range you specify, you have to go on calculating like this. So Fibonacci series is type of series where each number is a sum of previous two numbers. You can see it 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13 and so on. Then how do you write a Python program to compute it? Let us understand that. First thing is you need to have two values because you need to add two values here, right? Otherwise, how will you get the next number? So you need to have two variables. Then up to what number you want to print the Fibonacci series. So those are the two inputs what you need. You need to declare a couple of variables and you need to also have an input range. You may want to get it from the user. Then how do we approach it? There are two parts it here. One, we need to use for and we need to have a computation. We'll discuss this in detail. After that, you have to print the Fibonacci series within that range. So then what exactly is happening here and why are we doing this? We need two aspects here. One is iteration. The second one is computation. Why do we need iteration? That is because you need to go on computing the numbers in a Fibonacci series one by one. That is the reason you need a iteration. That iteration you can do through loops. Either you can use a for loop or a while loop. It is up to you, whichever you are comfortable. Then we need a computation also. What kind of a computation? Very simple computation. All I have to do is add the previous two numbers, right? I'll say v1 plus v2 is equal to total, right? So these are the two numbers. I need to iterate adding these two numbers until the range which is specified by a user. Let us see this in action. I want to write a program for a Fibonacci series. I am in a Jupyter notebook. I will open a new notebook with a Python 3 IPY kernel. There you go. So what do I need to do first to print the Fibonacci series? As we discussed, I need couple of variables. I'll say val1 is equal to 0. Okay, val2 is equal to 1 because Fibonacci series are printed from 0. And also I would need one more variable to accept the user input. So I want that to be int. I'm typing it as a int. Then how do I accept the value from a user? All I have to do is say type input and provide some statement to prompt the user. Enter the nth term of the Fibonacci series. Done. So what do I need to do next? As we discussed, I need to iterate until the input given by the user. So let us say I will shift enter. I want 10 Fibonacci numbers, right? So what do I need to do is I need to iterate till I get 10 numbers in a Fibonacci series. How do I do it? I can use loops here. We can use either for loop or while loop. I'm using a for loop here. For I, because we need a initiator here. Okay. So I am initiating with I, which is a temporary variable within the for loop, and I'll say I in range. I will provide the range. I am providing the range from 2 to val 3. Why am I saying 2? Why am I saying val 3? 2 because I am already printing these two variables by manually. Okay, which I'll show you later. Val 3 because I want the Fibonacci series as specified by the user. I want to compute till this point. This is my range. So I will go ahead and compute now. What is there as a part of the computation? I just need to total. Total is equal to val1 plus val2. And I will go ahead and print this total. Print total. But when you do this, what happens here? Let us check that. I have made a mistake here. What is the mistake? It is showing me syntax error expected colon. So after for, I have to mention a colon so that the next statements are within for loop. So let me run this. Okay. So what happens here? Let us say 10. It is printing 111. Why is it printing 111? Because the value of val1 and value of val2 is always 0 and 1, isn't it? That is the reason it is printing 111 8 times. But I need a 10th, right? So because it is computing the value from 2, because I have given a range as 2. So in order to fix that, I'll say print value 1, value 2. Let me run this again. I want values up to 10. Okay, I got 10 values now. Can see that there are 10 values. There are 10 values. But I am not getting my Fibonacci series again. What do I need to do? What you have to do is very, very simple thing. You can make the val1 as val2, and you can make val2 as total. Let us see if it works now or not. So let me run this again. There is an unexpected indent. How do I fix this? Remember, Python do not impose you to separate the code by having either a flower brace or any other braces. What you got to take care in the Python is giving a proper indentation. So I made a mistake where I just gave total print val at the same line as that of the for. It was giving a indentation error. I fixed it now. Let me run this again now. So I'll say 10 again. Awesome. We got all the 10 values of Fibonacci series starting from 0. Isn't it awesome? Wonderful. But I want to know how is it being computed. What I will do is let me show that to you in a systematic manner. I will go ahead and copy this code and I will do a couple of things here. First thing is I will do some modification here. I'll say the initial value val1 is this, and I'll copy this. And I will also print these two things in each iteration of the for loop. Then it will be easy for you to understand what is happening here. So I will say the print. Okay. So with this, we'll understand what is happening in each iteration of a for loop. Let me run this now. Okay, I will give the value as 10 again. It is so easy to understand now. You can see the first thing is enter the n term of the Fibonacci series. We have provided as a 10. The initial value of val 1 is 0. Initial value of val 2 is 1. That means before we even start the for loop, value of val 1 is 0. Value of val 2 is 1. So when we add these two, we got a total as 1. That is the first number. Then the number of val 1 becomes 1. How is that? Because we are assigning the value of val 2 to val 1. That is the reason it becomes 1. And what is the value of val 2? That is the total. Total is 1. So here the value of val 1 is 1. Value of val 2 is 1. And when we add them together, the total becomes 2. Then if you go to the next iteration, the value of val 1 will be 1. Then value of val 2 is the total, that is 2. Then 1 plus 2 is 3. This is how the iteration happens, and you will get all the values of Fibonacci series. Okay, so I will comment them, and I will just take out this. I'll comment this. Now let me run this program. I need to give the number 10. You will get the Fibonacci series starting from 0 until 34, because we wanted only 10 numbers starting from 0 till the nth term. Nth term is 10. That is the reason it is printing only 10 numbers as a part of the Fibonacci series. Don't you think sometimes users will do a mistake? They may give a 0. They may give a negative number. We need to tackle that as well, right? How do I tackle that? Any idea? What we need to do is we can use a if-else statement. Let me modify this code. I will just say if val 3 is less than or equal to 0, just print there is some message saying 0 or negative numbers are not allowed. What if he gives a negative number? That is also taken care of this. But in case if he gives a number as 1, what should I do? I need to print only those two numbers, right? So I will say else if val 3 is equal to 1, just print val 3 because he is giving only 1. Else you can print the other things. Okay, so let me run this now. So there is a problem here. Let me fix that. Okay, I fixed the indentation error again because for is a part of the else statement, right? That is the reason you have to align for after the else statement. Then now all these computations are part of the for loop. Let me run this now. Okay, it is asking me for a value. So what is that we are trying to do here? If you say 0, it would give us 0 or negative numbers are not allowed. So let me go ahead and run it again, and I'll say -1. Again, it will print me 0 or negative numbers are not allowed. Let me run this again, and I will say 1. So it will print only 1, right? So let us go ahead and give a correct value here. I will say 10 or rather 5. It will compute the values of a Fibonacci series, right? So we took care of if user enters 0 or negative numbers, then the program should prompt us to enter the correct number by saying 0 or negative numbers are not allowed. Wonderful. We understood how to print the Fibonacci series step by step. Please practice this at each step. Thank you.